He didn't leave because of you. But if you don't understand this, you will relive it with someone else. Different man. Same ending. You've been here before. The confusion, the waiting, the slow realization that you gave everything to someone who was never fully there. And you told yourself, this time was different, but the pattern was always the same. Not because you are broken, but because something inside you learned to call inconsistency, connection, to call confusion, depth, to call emotional distance, mystery. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Patterns don't repeat by accident. They repeat by permission. You already did the hardest part. You stopped blaming yourself. You saw the pattern. You understood what was happening. But here's the truth. Most people never tell you. Awareness doesn't change your life, because you can understand everything about him and still choose the same man again. Different face, same pattern. And this is where everything shifts. The problem was never just that he left. It's that he was an option for you in the first place. Not because you're weak, not because you're not enough, but because somewhere along the way, you learned to accept the minimum, to wait for potential to become reality, to invest in someone who was still figuring himself out. And that pattern has a name. It is not love, it is hope. And hope, without standards, is self-abandonment in disguise. The first shift is understanding what rejection really is. Because what you felt was not weakness, it was biology. Your brain processes rejection through the same pathways as physical pain, that tightness in your chest, that heaviness in your body, that feeling that something is wrong with you. That is real. You're not crazy for feeling this. You're human. But what you do next, that's where most people lose themselves. Because when someone leaves, the first rejection is his, but the second one is yours. What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Why does this always happen to me? And just like that, you turn pain into self-rejection, and that hurts more than him leaving ever could. So the shift is this. Instead of asking what you did wrong, ask, what did he fail to meet? Because there is so much in you that he was never equipped to handle. His limitation, not your worth. Stay with this, because this is where it changes. The next shift is learning to read reality. Not what he said, not what he promised, not what he could become, what he consistently showed. That because a man who is unclear is not mysterious, he is unavailable. A man who disappears is not overwhelmed, he is inconsistent. A man who makes you question yourself is not deep, he is unsafe. You don't need to figure him out. You need to disqualify faster, because potential has kept more women stuck than rejection ever did. You didn't fall for him. You fell for how you felt when he chose you. And when that feeling disappeared, you tried to get it back. Not him, the feeling. And that's why it's so hard to let go. The next shift is understanding what real love feels like. If it feels like anxiety, it's not love. It's uncertainty. Real connection doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't make you earn clarity. It doesn't make you feel like too much or never enough. And if it does, it is not your job to fix it. It is your job to walk away from it. Not because you don't care, but because You finally care about yourself more. Healing is not just emotional, it is physical. When your body is depleted, your mind follows. But when your body feels strong, your standards rise with it. A body that feels weak creates a mind that doubts. A body that feels strong creates a woman who doesn't chase. And this is where everything changes. Not when he comes back, not when he finally sees your worth, but when you stop staying where you are not being met. You stop chasing closure. You stop chasing consistency. You stop chasing potential. You choose reality, or you choose nothing. And that is where your power is. Not in being chosen, not in being understood, but in deciding, this is no longer enough for me. Because the truth is, you were never hard to love. You were just available for someone who didn't know how. And that ends here. You don't become the woman he stays for. You become the woman who leaves first when she's not being met. And that is when everything changes. If this didn't just comfort you, but woke you up, subscribe. Because here, we don't just talk about love. We change how you experience it.